Hello. I will be reading My Weird School Fast Facts Sports by Dan Gutman, pictures by Jim Pellett. Okay. My Weird School Fun Fast Facts Sports. Dedication to Emma. Okay, that's a nice picture. The beginning. My name is Professor AJ, and I love sports. I said it. I said the L word. Ugh, disgusting. I think I have to go take a shower. But the truth is that sports are the only things in the history of the world that I truly love. How come in sports like football and hockey, you get to knock guys on their butts? In baseball, you get to slide into home plate and knock the catcher on his butt. In basketball, you get to dribble the ball down the court, charge in for a layup, and knock the defender on his butt. Knocking guys on their butts is fun. Well, not as much fun as eating candy, but still fun. The other cool thing about sports is counting how many times the players spit. Those guys spit all the time. I like to watch games on TV and keep track to see which team spits the most. That's just as much fun as keeping the real score. Now just wait one gosh darn minute there, Arlo. Oh no, it's Andrea Young, this annoying girl in my class with curly brown hair. She calls me by my real name because she knows I don't like it. Yes, my name is Andrea, and I love sports too. But knocking people down is mean and dangerous, and spitting in public is disgusting. I'll tell you what I love about sports. It's the mystery of not knowing how a game is going to end. When you go to the movies, you can usually tell in the first 5 minutes exactly how the story is going to end. The good guys going to win. The bad guy's going to lose. The man and the lady are going to fall in love. It's so predictable. But in the sports, you never know for sure who's going to win until the game is over. That's what I love about sports. It's a big mystery. Just ignore her. Andrea thinks she is so smart. She knows nothing about sports. Why can't a truck full of bowling balls fall on her head? I, Professor AJ, will tell you everything you need to know about sports. For instance, did you know that the first sports were played by cavemen? It's true. You see, back in caveman days, a million hundred years ago, there was this guy named he came out of his cave one day with a club in his hand. He was going to kill a dinosaur so he could have something to eat for dinner, but the next thing that happened was that one other caveman threw a rock at him for no reason. What a jerk, right? So anyway, took his club, swung it at the rock, and whacked it over the fence, even though they didn't have fences in those days. And that's how baseball was invented. You made all that stuff up, didn't you, Arlo? Well, yeah, but I know, I do know a lot of true stuff about sports too. True, weird stuff. So if you want to know all the true weird stuff, there's just one thing you have to do: turn the page. Hey, we're not going to do anything for you. Yours truly, Professor AJ, the professor of awesomeness. Andrea Young, I'm going in the gifted and talented program. Chapter 1, Baseball. Some people have no luck at all. During a game in 1957, Richie Ashburn of the Phillies hit a foul ball that flew into the stands and hit a lady named Alice Roth in the head. It broke her nose. That was bad enough. But then, as Alice was getting carried away in a stretcher, Ashburn fouled out the next pitch. Guess where it went? Yeah, it sailed into the hands and hit Alice. It broke a bone in her knee. That lady was not having a good day. Deion Sanders is the only person in history to hit a home run in a Major League Baseball game and score a touchdown in the National Football League in the same week. The most valuable baseball card in the world is a Honus Wagner card from 1909 10 in perfect condition. It's worth more than $2 million. If you ever find one of those cards, there's one thing you should do with it right away. Give it to me. Why do they call it a bullpen? A tobacco company named Bull Durham used to put billboards in the shape of a bull on the outfield walls of ballparks because relief pitchers took their warm up tosses in the shade of those big Bull Durham signs. The pens then warmed up and came to be called bullpens. Well, how many professional baseball players today make millions of dollars each year? The most money the legendary Babe Ruth ever earned in one season was $80,000. If the Babe Ruth played today, he would probably make $1,100,000. Of course, he would also be over 100 years old, so forget about that idea. Do you know how Babe Ruth kept cool on really hot days? He put a wet cabbage leaf under his cap. That's true. Every few innings, he would put a new one in there. So be thankful that we have air conditioning now. If we didn't, you might be walking around with vegetables on your head. Babe Ruth at bat, 1923. Gaylord Perry was a great pitcher, but he wasn't a very good hitter. One day, San Francisco Giants manager Alvin Dark told some reporters they'll put a man on the moon before Gaylord Perry hits a home run. Then, in July 1969, just a few minutes after Neil Armstrong became the first man to step on the moon, Gaylord Perry hit his first career home run. Why does a curve ball curve? Actually, all pitches curve, even fastballs curve. They curve because the pitcher spins the ball as he throws it. When the ball spins, the flow of air around it is disrupted by the seams. One side of the ball spins in the same direction as the air rushing by it. The other side of the ball spins against the wind. This causes a difference in air resistance on either side of the ball, and the ball curves. See, you learned something here today. Cincinnati Reds player Johnny Bench could hold 7 baseballs in one hand. That would come in handy when his wife asked him to take out the garbage. Because Johnny could say, I can't do that right now, honey, because I have my hands full. Why are left-handed handers called softballs? Back in the days when baseball was played mostly in the afternoon, ball fields were laid out so that the setting sun would not shine in the batter's eyes. For this reason, home plate was positioned to the west, facing the plate. The pitcher's left hand was on the south side. So lefty pitchers came to be called softballs. Or so the legend goes. Do you know how the Atlanta Braves became the Atlanta Braves? Well, they started out in Boston in 1871 and they were called the Boston Red Sox. Then they became the Red Caps. In the 1880s, they were called the Bean Eaters. That's right. because Boston is famous for baked beans. In 1912, they became the Boston Braves. But they weren't done yet. From 1936 to 1941, they were the Boston Bees. Then they became the Braves again. I guess they were exhausted from all those name changes. Because in 1953, they moved to Milwaukee and became the Milwaukee Braves. And then, finally, in 1966, they moved to Atlanta and became the Atlanta Braves. Sheesh, they should make up their minds. Why is there a seventh inning stretch? According to legend, President William Howard Taft was attending a game one day. In the middle of the seventh inning, he suddenly got up from his seat. Thinking that the president was leaving the ballpark, everyone in the stands stood up to show their respect. After stretching his arms and legs, he was over 300 pounds. Taft sat back and enjoyed the rest of the game. So did everybody else. And we've been doing the seventh inning stretch ever since. Speaking of sitting down, I think you should because this is going to blow your mind. Are you ready? Okay. At least three major baseball players, Moses Alou, Jorge Posada, and Kerry Wood, stated publicly that they peed on their hands to toughen them up or to prevent blisters. So inappropriate. So inappropriate.